I never planned to marinate my family drama in public view, but a bartender friend swears Reddit is the one place where revenge tastes even better when served in text form, so here I am. This account is a burner because my real last name is now welded in brushed steel above a restaurant entrance, and Google is too nosy to be trusted. Prologue. The Waitress. Nobody wanted. I grew up in Brookfield Heights, a suburb where gossip traveled faster than Amazon Prime, and the HOA bylaws read like scripture. My parents, Ethan and Miranda Colburn, treated social climbing as an Olympic event. Gold for Ivy League admission, silver for private equity internships, disqualification for anyone who said, "I don't know yet," when asked their 5-year plan. I was their designated prodigy, first chair violin, pre-calc by 8th grade. But my rebellion was simple. I loved cooking. Not gourmet, just cooking. Flipping pancakes for neighbors, brining chicken so the skin snapped like toffee. Junior year of college, I took a part-time job at Marigold Diner to cover textbooks after Dad suddenly announced, "Adult expenses befit adults." The first paycheck felt better than any honors banquet applause. The Thanksgiving interrogation. My downfall came at Thanksgiving 10 years ago. Uncle Lou joked that I should pass the gravy since I was already a professional server. Dad's fork froze. Mom's pearls quivered like seismographs. They waited until dessert to detonate. "You have humiliated us. We cannot endorse mediocrity." Within 48 hours, my tuition, phone plan, and health insurance were canceled. I packed 2 suitcases and the photo of me at 8 wearing a chef's hat. Mom tried slipping a $100 bill into my pocket as pity hush money. I left it on her ivory entry table. 8 years of apprenticeship. If my life were a film, a genius mentor would have discovered me overnight. Reality auditioned another script. I couch surfed, pulled diner doubles, enrolled in community college hospitality classes, and charmed night managers into letting me nap in storage closets. I ate staff meal or went hungry, and once stitched a sliced palm with black thread from a sewing kit because an ER visit cost more than 3 shifts tips. But I learned. How to dice onions in 14-second bursts without crying. How to spot salmon cooked a shade too far by the way steam exhaled. How to reset a dining room in 9 minutes after a surprise health inspection. Every skill was a brick. A chef named Alma Ortiz spotted the hustle during a pop-up and hired me for her bistro, Terra Vida. Alma screamed in 3 languages, yet fed homeless kids after service. Under her I climbed. Garde-manger, line cook, sous chef, executive sous. I shadowed the GM until spreadsheets quit looking like static. When the pandemic gutted half the restaurants in town, Alma let me see her exit plan. She wanted to retire to Puerto Rico and offered me first shot at buying her lease. With a state revival grant and a silent partner loan from an old regular, I gutted the Art Deco space and opened Counter, an open kitchen concept that doubled as a free culinary school for underserved teenagers on Mondays. Opening week reviews called it unapologetically intimate. Reservations sold out 3 months ahead, and the once dismissed Waitress became accidental headline material. The surprise guests 3 weeks ago on a Saturday night, my hostess Harper tugged my sleeve during service. A couple claiming to be your parents just walked in. No reservation. I'd changed our surname's spelling, Colburn to Colborn, years earlier. Curiosity trumped caution, so I had them seated at the bar under full view of the pass. Dad looked smaller, as if someone had pressed him through a copier at 85%. Mom's pearls were gone, replaced by sensible studs. They ordered sparkling water and clutched the menu like a contract. I wiped my hands, approached, and opened with, "Table for 2? The wait's about 3 years." Mom inhaled like a punctured tire. Dad mustered, "We'd like to talk after service." The pitch. At midnight, I led them to the chef's table while staff stacked pans. Dad unfolded their crisis. Heritage Furnishings, our family's boutique furniture brand, was drowning. Supply chain delays, ballooning rent, and a botched influencer partnership had torched them. The bank refused another extension. Investors fled. They needed a cash infusion and, crucially, a reputational facelift. Aligning with my now glamorous restaurant could restore credibility and lure back buyers. He slid a leather folder across the table. Inside were glossy projections, a proposed pop-up series, and a drafted press release reintroducing me as their brilliant culinary visionary daughter. I laughed so hard I nearly fell off the stool. They misread laughter as negotiation. Dad dangled a 5% equity stake. I asked for 48 hours to think. Phase 1, reconnaissance. Josh, a college friend now in corporate restructuring, dissected their ledgers. Heritage's debt covenant would default in 15 days. Liquidation wouldn't cover payroll taxes. Any white knight could buy the debt cheap and foreclose. Phase 2, acquisition. My pastry chef, Dev, who moonlights in venture capital, helped form Mediocrity Holdings, LLC, an inside joke nodding to Dad's insult. We purchased Heritage's debt at 52 cents on the dollar. The bank was thrilled to unload the file. Phase 3, bait. I emailed Dad, leaning, yes, let's meet at the flagship showroom for inspiration. Meeting set 4 days before their default deadline. The showroom confrontation. I arrived in my old diner uniform, white button-down, black apron, non-slip shoes. Dad had champagne ready. I asked for tap. We sat at a mahogany table engraved with our family crest. I laid 2 envelopes on the surface. Envelope 1, a catering contract. Upfront fee equal to their debt plus 10% profit. Penalties compounding monthly if they defaulted. Envelope 2, the notarized debt assignment naming Mediocrity Holdings as creditor. Paying me settled the loan, also to me. Refuse, and I'd foreclose. Their future now rested with the waitress they'd exiled. Mom's mascara streaked the veneer. They signed. Phase 4, mise en scène. We scheduled a tasting the night before default. Guest list: creditors, journalists, influencers, nonprofit directors. Heritage's warehouse became a pop-up kitchen overnight. Staff wore t-shirts reading "Proudly Mediocre." Menu theme: elevated comfort foods my parents once mocked. Mini corn dog lollipops with saffron ketchup. Tomato bisque cappuccino with grilled cheese foam. Chicken and waffles topped with seared foie gras. Diner-style pie flight with Armagnac whip. Each placard included a memory of parental disdain. Miranda Colburn once called corn dogs carnival trash unfit for a Colburn palate. Cameras loved it. Mid-dessert, I took the mic. Thank you for supporting the Colburn family tonight. I clicked a remote. Projector screens displayed the asset purchase agreement, effective at midnight. Gasps rattled glasses. I announced that Heritage would become Second Chance Studios, a non-profit teaching woodworking, upholstery, and culinary skills to foster youth aging out of care. All management positions dissolved. Founders could apply for hourly roles. Dad's flute slipped and shattered. Applause swallowed them. I raised a toast. To mediocrity, the soil where greatness grows. The morning after default foreclosure triggered automatically at 8 a.m. Dad called. I let it ring. The business journal that once printed my disownment ran a new headline. Waitress turned chef flips family empire for social good. Staff transitions. 73 Heritage employees received offers. Stay on at original salary plus cooperative stock, or take 3-month severance funded by Counter's rainy day reserve. Only 4 walked. The rest painted over the family crest themselves, replacing it with phoenix wings sketched by new apprentices. Personal reflection. Internet lore loves tidy endings, but feelings stay messy. That night, I sat on my kitchen floor with a tub of leftover Armagnac whip and cried. Anger, relief, grief for what-ifs. Revenge didn't erase the scar. It turned it into a landmark. I still flinch when someone calls me Miss Colborn, expecting old reactions. Then I remember 17-year-old Jalen, an apprentice who cracked his first egg cleanly and shouted, "Chef, look!" That's my new 5-year plan. Multiply moments like that. Chloe's epilogue. Cousin Chloe visited Second Chance Studios' open house, filmed the reclaimed woodshop, and her clip went viral. Donations spiked again. She texted, "Guess we're both embarrassing the family, but in the best ways." I replied with a selfie holding a corn dog lollipop. Final plate. People ask if I'll forgive my parents. Forgiveness is like sourdough starter. You feed it daily or it dies. They starved it for a decade. Could it revive? Maybe, but that's their kitchen to manage, not mine. So if you're scrolling at 3 a.m. while dodging real life, hear me. Dignity in honest work is non-negotiable. Anyone who says otherwise deserves to eat their words. preferably garnished with humble pie. That's the recipe. 1 part patience, 2 parts strategy, a dash of legally obtained schadenfreude, baked at the exact temperature of poetic justice. Serve hot, but let it cool long enough so you don't burn your tongue on your own triumph. Thanks for reading my story tonight, folks. I hope justice tasted sweet.